happening, everybody?
What's up, JG?
I'm living, man. I'm living. It's been great. Hey, I just got a notification that you're live. Should I check it out?
Wait, how you living, bro? How you live?
I am living with the most positive of intentions. Let's put it that way.
Well, we got to keep it positive, bro. We got to keep it positive. So here we are, merging lanes once
Merging
again.
lanes, round two, man. This is exciting. We got our own show. How do you feel about it?
I'm enjoying it right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with it.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Or if people,
So many pods, Quick Fit said. Yes, that's part of the network. That's kind of the concept of it. We appreciate you, and we would love for you to be a part of the comments. So jump on YouTube on Just Speak Up, and we're live. We're doing a show.
we are live, and we're here merging lanes. Well, first of all, my name is Jay. You can call me Jay today. That's what I'm
Oh,
going to go by.
it's cool. Why not? I,
Yeah.
I, I, you know what? Today I'm just J.
Ja,
I'm just J.
ja.
I'm JG, Jukebox, whatever you
Okay.
guys want to call me. I'm just like, hey, dude. I don't even care what you call me. I'll respond most likely.
That's right. So here we go. We're live, guys, in TikTok. My bio up here. Go to our YouTube. You can catch it on JG's Lounge on Facebook. Here we go. So what's the deal today, JG?
You know, like I was telling you before, that I had these moments at work recently where I noticed some recurring people, and I said, "Hey, and all I asked was, "Hey, what's your name?" And the just the reaction from people was just like, "Whoa! Like, what is? Did this dude really just ask me what my like?" People go on their day to day lives like it's just this repetitive thing, and I think that the small pebbles of positive influence that we can make on people is is a big deal. What do you think about that?
The small pebbles. Man, the small pebbles matter, don't they?
I think so. You
Yep.
ever like skip a stone across a lake and see how many ripples it makes?
I have. It's been a while.
I feel like it's just somebody said they had the same interaction today. That's good. Good. Um, I think it means a big deal, especially with the repetitive hustle and bustle of our lives as we get older. I think years scroll by and we don't even realize the small things. So sometimes something as simple as, "Hey, I really like those shoes you're wearing today," or just something that can actually impact somebody a lot more than you think.
Well, hey, dude, why do you look so ugly?
That can definitely impact someone. Well, let's be honest here. That could definitely impact high tide or low tide. Like I like it. That's good.
So what exactly did you have in mind here today?
I want to talk about, what do you think that are some small things, because you and I have the same concept in what we do, and it is about putting positive influence out there for people just to kind of reach them. And I think we both do a great job at it from different aspects. But how do you feel about the small, like, what does small pebbles mean to you? Like small influences.
Pleasantries. Pleasantries, pleasantries, pleasantries. It's all pleasantries with me.
And what do you
So,
mean by that?
well, you're going through your day, you're skipping along, having a joyful time, and you see somebody with a frown. Pleasantries. Hey, I hope you're having a joyful day today. Is there anything that I can do to cheer you up? Because I need to turn that frown upside down.
I like that, man, and I think that it's funny because, like, you see the stuff that I post on a lot of my socials, and it's the most absurd nonsense. But randomly, I'll get these comments like, "Hey, I had a rough day, and that really cheered me up." So, like, I think those, like I said, the small pebbles of influence that we could do will ripple throughout their day and reflect onto other people based on that positive vibration that we give people.
Yeah, and one of the most beneficial things you could do is to affect anything and everything around you in a positive way. If you keep it positive, you could change the world.
Have you ever been in a room with multiple people and there's like two or three that are just negative drama? And then like you're super positive, you're pumping everybody up, and you can just see how your energy affects each individual person.
My energy definitely does affect others, and their energy affects mine
How would
in
how
some
how
way,
would you
shape,
say
or form.
so? Like, would you say based on your TikTok lives that um others have influenced your energy?
Yes, that's an easy answer, yes.
What is it that triggers
Have
you?
you?
Yes, definitely. I have. I've had, like I said, the comments, like just the things that you don't expect that just make you feel good about what you do and know that you're on the right path. You know, um,
Oh, yeah. I
that's
be
what it is
one
for
about
me.
that, man.
And I think I actually see a lot of it on your lives. A lot of people pop on your panels and like they're like, dude, I just can't wait for your next show. I'm on here every day. It's like it's so impactful to me. And what do? You just go live and you give a space for someone.
Yeah, and we keep it positive, right?
Right.
And we're we're keeping this place lit. So, what do we do? We spread the love? Is that one of the little things, the little pulls that
Yeah.
we could be casting out?
100%. And that's what I mean, that I wouldn't say preach, but that's what you say, all the time on your lives. I'm here to spread love. Uh,
Preach.
I mean, I feel like preach is a powerful term for what we're discussing.
Sounds like a cuss word coming out of your mouth.
It does, doesn't it?
You know?
Hey, you know what? Candied Wildflower even said little pebbles, and I think that is huge. I think that that's what makes the world better is the small things that reflect and ripple upon other people that continue to skip the stone. You
So,
know,
what if those small things all start with you,
they do.
right?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, because
Enough said, I
it's it's
guess, huh?
it's
They
it's
do.
based on, well, no, because it's based on the individual. Like it, your day starts with you. So if you are having a negative day and someone comes up to you and skips that stone, and then it kind of cheers you up, you're going to go down the road and you're just going to be feeling better.
Yo, a negative day? I don't live that type of way, bro.
We don't, but I have seen
No,
people that do. I have, and I want to help people understand that that's not how it needs to be.
we just can't live in that negative way.
Would you say though that there are people who don't have enough structure to do that? Like they don't have,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people put themselves in a position to where it's very difficult for them to start their day off positive. And whether it's by choice or circumstantial, there are people that are just like surrounded by that negative influence.
Surrounded? Is it surrounded by, or is it something that they have created?
I
So
don't
we
know
talk
because
about
if they
manifesting all the time.
we do, but If
and
they were
the
grown,
power
if they
lies
grow
within
up
us,
in, yes, but if they grow up in it and they don't know any
right?
better, it's kind of a development thing, like, letting
Right.
teaching them to understand that it's not the way that it needs to be. Because there are people, like we've talked about, that grow, that they're, molded into that negativity from a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
So they don't understand the
But
difference.
why don't we touch on some of the little statements that you had in mind about
Like,
positivity?
yes,
Because
yeah.
I don't know how do
Go ahead.
we even no, you
Okay, so like, let's say, you know what? Candied Wildflower keeps coming on here and saying, "I want to be better." You are better. You are better than that. That's that right there. That's a small pebble.
no.
No?
Okay, so this is where we disagree.
Okay.
You are doing the whole making her feel good thing.
Not
She
necessarily.
wants to be better. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
this whole telling people they're good just the way they are, that's a bunch of
Oh,
nonsense,
I didn't
okay?
say
Because
she's.
some
I
people
didn't say that she. I didn't. You didn't let me. There was no end to that
she is
statement.
good the way she is. Or is she?
Right. Well,
I
I mean,
don't
I don't
know.
know. Can she be better? Possibly. I mean, but without giving that push, how do they know that?
Let's do this. Let's dig a little
Let's
bit.
dig. We got people on here.
Let's yeah, let's
Let's
dig.
let's go.
So, what is it that you want to be better with? I'm curious. So
You mean me personally?
no, I was talking about Candied
I
because
can.
she is
Do I?
in the live.
She said I can, but
Um,
do I have the tools? Is the question.
yes, the tools are truly
Tools.
within you. Like we are fully equipped with or equip. Is it with a T or without a T?
There's
Yes.
no. It's a
We
it's
are
a D. There's a D at the end.
oh
It's
yeah,
equipped.
you're right. We
Equipped.
are
It's
fully
ED.
equipped with all the tools that are necessary to allow us to grow and
Right.
in turn making us quote unquote better. I
I
mean,
agree.
so one of the my favorite things that I've heard in this life was life isn't about what we get. It's about what we become. Right? So forget all the yachts and the money and all that, but who are you? Are you somebody when you look in the mirror, you're happy with it? And if you were to go today, would you be happy with the existence that you live here on earth with the time that you had?
Right. It's funny because I've met people in my life that are just negative and they don't care to be anything more than that. And it's like, eh, when you die, like, is anybody even going to be at your funeral, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just people out there like that. You don't want to be
I
that.
hope not.
I,
I hope that nobody's at my funeral. I hope
I,
that I don't have a funeral. Actually, I take that back. I don't hope anything. It is what it is, but what I
it is.
will say is, look, there's no need on my end. Go ahead and
Right.
skip it, guys. But if you feel the need, do your thing. I
Do
can
your
tell
thing.
you one thing. I will not be at your funeral. I won't be.
Where I don't even want to be. I want to be cremated and thrown on the ground, and let's keep going. My
You
because
know,
my body, you visiting my body is not visiting me. Let's put it that way.
this is real. I'm glad you said it because I would have thought that,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
didn't. I
that's,
don't know.
again, that's something we
Yeah,
both agree on.
yeah, definitely. Dude, look, I don't want to take anything away from the people that go to graves because maybe it does something for them.
Right,
But you could probably do the same thing sitting at home.
right.
Just saying.
Skybuster said, "Party hard with no tears."
Party hard. Or, tears of joy. Tears of joy. Dude,
Yeah,
oh my god, those are so lovely.
I think
And
I think sometimes crying is impactful. Right? Like,
say what?
I think
Crying?
sometimes crying is
Impactful?
impactful. It
Oh
is.
my god.
It's Yeah, and I'm not somebody that typically cries, but there are times where I feel like after it, I do feel like some weight is lifted off my shoulders, man.
You know what
Eh,
I have to say to that?
what?
Amazing. Incredible. Outstanding.
Yeah,
Amazing,
Amazing.
it's true.
incredible, outstanding,
How do you feel about crying? I mean, do you feel like it's useful?
incredible, amazing, outstanding. Um, so for me, it's been a while since I misery. I have mostly cried in joy recently.
Mhm.
And I've had some bad things happen. A lot would consider bad. I just consider it life. But man, dude, when you find that inner being, that eternal self, it's hard to get away from this joy, this love that you feel. So,
Right.
you know, eh, I just start thanking God. I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is amazing. Thank you.
I stumbled upon this YouTube last night where it talks about thought controlling us as individuals, and I do agree that sometimes our thought overwhelms us to the point where we don't feel like there's an escape. But we are not our thoughts. We are different from that. We are the observer of the thoughts. But what you do with them is up to you. So even though you might have that negative surrounding that's impacting your thoughts, doesn't mean that that's what you have to follow.
You see, JG, I think that you and I agree a little more than you realize about a lot of things. And not all thoughts are real, says Quick Fit here on TikTok.
Yes, yes. Hear other people's thoughts. Oh, somebody said, "Does anybody else hear other people's thoughts?" I don't. I think that there's a difference between reading people.
How do we answer that question though?
What do you mean?
'Cause, well, I mean, even know. I mean, how do we even know these thoughts are even ours?
They're not. So there's something within us called the
They're
ego.
not,
No,
and
there.
you know this.
Yes, yes. It's actually been proven. You've heard of your ego. We all have our ego, and that's it's kind of like what we've developed. It's like our protective cover in our mind. That's like you can't do that, or you're gonna if you do this is gonna happen. It's kind of that voice in your head, but it's not you because you're the observer of those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Huh.
be it if you're observing it, but you can control the reaction of it, the reality of it.
Right. Yeah, no. I'm with you. I'm with you.
What do you got, man? I feel like you're thinking.
Oh, this, reading these comments is actually quite fun.
It is, it
Um,
is, but we have to read them because people that are watching us right now don't know what we're laughing at or what we're talking about if we're not telling them.
why don't they?
Because if they're watching on YouTube or Facebook right now, they have no idea because they're not watching on
Oh, about
TikTok.
the
You know what I'm
comment.
saying? Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So the little things, right?
Right.
The small things that might help other people.
Right.
Um, we talked a little bit about just doing it.
Right.
So, for instance, with the things we want to do and hitting record, hitting podcast, and not worrying about if we're good enough or if anybody's going to want to hear it, if it's really going to help anybody, are we really going to make money? Da, 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 da.
Right.
Just do it. Well, that's a
Nike's
slogan.
Nike
Eh,
knows.
oh, yeah, that's who it is. Nike. Nike said, "Just do it." If you're not going to listen to me, listen to Nike. Just
Listen to
do it.
Nike. Just do it.
You know, just speak up.
And I think that that's huge. Like if you think that it's going to impact you in a positive way, just do it. Who the
Just do it.
outcome does the outcome really matter if it's something that you want to do?
So, how does one enjoy right now while preparing for the future?
I think there's a difference between, leaping 6 or 7 steps when sometimes you just need that one step to kind of get you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mm, mm.
I think that sometimes we have this idea of what we can do, and instead of just taking that step in the direction, we feel like we hit a pothole and it's like, well, that didn't work. Well, maybe it's just the way you're
Right.
stepping, maybe you just need to focus on adjusting the step. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily
Kinda
that.
like the guy on Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Right. It's
You know what I'm talking about?
yes, dude.
Watch
there's
that
there's
first step. It's a doozy.
there's more than one way to get to a place, man. It
There's
doesn't have to be one way didn't work, so it's not going to work. It's trial and
got it.
error, but you can't get there if
Got
you
it.
don't take the small steps. You can't.
And, here we are, guys, trying to encourage you to take the small steps.
Hmm.
If we can inspire you in any way, we would love to do that. And if you want to join us here on this podcast, just let us know.
Right. We encourage all of you, to reach out to us. I have to say that since I joined today 5 minutes ago, I feel amazing inside. Thank you. See what I'm saying? In 20 minutes, we have changed somebody's whole day. Thank you, Skybuster. Appreciate
Interesting.
that. That's it's, Candide said, "Not me." Well, maybe you gotta just read the message differently than you're perceiving it. I mean, I'd be
So
more. What do you got?
I I I remember a little bit about Candide and what she said the other night. And she's going through some things
Mhm.
and it's something that you can't really get advice. Like for instance, actually I lean
That's fair, Candide. Sorry.
towards not getting advice, right?
Right.
So that's one thing that's really hard for me to give a podcast or do podcasts is because I'm not the one to sit here and say, "Oh, you need to do this and you need to do that." And da 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 da. Well, I don't know what you need to do,
Yeah. Well, neither
but
one of us do. Neither one of us do.
if somebody comes to me and asks me specifically something, I'm going to answer it, right? So what I'm learning is don't give it unless it's been asked for, or else it's most likely falling on deaf ears. But
Right.
people are asking for this, JG. They're saying,
They are.
I want more. I want more.
Yeah. If
J,
there's
G,
one thing that I've
G,
noticed,
G,
if there's
G,
one thing that I've
G,
noticed with
J.
people is acknowledging that sometimes you like I don't know the answers. Like I don't have anxiety. I don't have stress. Like I mean I do stress, but I don't react to it the way that other people do. So I can't say that I understand what you're going through mentally. But what I can do is say that I'll listen
Right.
and I'll be an ear for you to talk to. I can be somebody that will listen. And I might not have the answers. I might not, but I can be that person that you
I
vent
know
to.
I know who has all the answers. I
I think
know.
I know where you're going with this.
Or at least has access to all the answers. Where am I going with this?
Are you gonna say that it's God?
Thank you very much. Yes, JG is doing a wonderful job to everybody listening. The
What did I
applause
win?
till the end of the podcast. Now, I would have to say that you are incorrect.
Okay, good,
Actually,
good.
it is correct, but you have access to all these things, and
Right,
it all comes from within. Dude, I never truly understood what people meant by, if you want to change the world, be the change you want the world to be or experience or whatever it is. I don't even know how they say it. Whatever, dude.
right,
All I'm saying is, dude, start within and it will show without.
right. So it's within yourself. But what if people have that self doubt? How do you help them get through that? Like, what do you think it is? Like, do you think it's those small pebbles, like we started this out with?
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely small pebbles. Some would say meditation, right?
Yeah,
Some
Quick Fist said
go
that
to that
actually.
and yeah, that's where I got it. Come on, man. Don't give me my
I'm
source,
just trying to give
dude.
shout outs here, man. I'm just giving shout outs.
Shout out to Quick Fit. Shout out to Elvira. Shout out to Candide. Shout out to everybody talking this live. Um, but yeah, how would I help someone? know, I would really just encourage them, in a way that related to their style. So every individual is different, right? So I personally, like I said, I like helping when asked. I don't like assuming somebody needs help because what do I know? They might be in a better position than I, whatever better means.
Yeah,
But not to mention people that don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. It's a waste of my time, waste of my breath, dude. Could be off doing something
right,
productive, you know?
right. I agree. I think that find the things that can be productive in your life and running with those things is more important than dwelling on the negatives. That kind of I feel like it takes more energy to be negative than positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's draining. Like, so those small
Well,
pebbles of enlightenment make a big impact. They really do.
yes, they do. And it takes these small levels of enlightenment to realize that it's you experiencing this life. How
Right.
do you want to experience it?
Right.
And everything really is perception, right? How bad do you have it? Well, about as bad as you think you do.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying some people don't have it rough and it's against their will because that is happening. But
Right.
we're talking about the general public who I would say are more feeling bad for themselves or dealing with some horrible circumstance in their life, which really is just another part of life,
Right.
you know? So
I think that at the end of the day, like,
clear your mind and think positive.
oh,
Clear your
and I
mind,
think that
think
that's hard.
positively.
It's hard. It's easier to say than do for some. But like you said, with the general public, so there again with what I was listening to last night about thoughts and about listening about the gaps between the words that you hear, and the purity of them. That's huge to me. It's kind
Did
of
you
like
say the gap between the words?
yes, the gaps between the words in your mind, that space between the
That's right.
words,
That's
and
right.
the clarity of it. And the more you focus on that, the more you notice it. And that's when you start noticing that it's your choice. It's not the impulse of the thoughts that you're creating. And I actually tried it. I spent about an hour last night focusing on that, and it made it actually. I actually woke up feeling great today. I did. It's the weirdest thing, but I think that we're so flooded with these thoughts that we don't realize that we have that control.
Ooh, shake that rump. Did you just see that little doggy wag its tail?
That was nice.
That was cool. Thank you,
That is nice.
Elvira. So let's go back. So these are things that I think about as grounding. Some people
Yes.
say, "Oh, if you're grounding, walk outside without shoes on." Okay, whatever. Maybe that's a physical grounding that people talk about. But like when I think of having a bad day or worrying about all these bills I can't pay and how I have a shitty life or whatever. I have to
Right.
ground myself back to reality and realize,
Yes.
dude, this moment right now, what problems do I really have? I mean, I got a roof,
Right.
I got a f got a f me I got a meal, I got beautiful kids, and I got a telephone, dude. I got a telephone to see my people all over the world and tell them everything that I
Well,
have to say and listening everything they
and
have to say, dude.
A-
Let's
and
go.
also, like, what can you control? You talk about bills and stuff. Like, if you're comfortable, like if you, like you said, roof over your head, like, yeah, obviously money and finances can affect you, but should it? No. I mean, that's not what our lives are meant to be, is stressing about bills and finances. That's not what us as humans are meant to have to stress about. But yeah,
So
it's there.
the
It's there. I'm not
the
gonna
s the
lie.
s the sad part is there's that bit inside of us that yearns to live this life to the fullest capacity, and there are greedy people around the world that are keeping it for themselves,
Yes.
meaning everybody should have access to all of these basic needs, and that is not happening. You and I can't just live through this life in a nomad manner, experiencing, all the land that we want because it's being kept, it's being held, and they control the food and whatnot. And God forbid I go find a piece of wild land and call it my own and farm. Like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, and you're not wrong, but that's a part of this society that really affects this thing right here. Like you're
s-
raised and you're like structured. What you got? We've given
dude,
too
don't
much control to the
started
system.
on,
You're
yeah,
not
you
wrong.
see
You're
that?
not. You're not
Yeah.
wrong. That's why I'm saying like your thoughts overpower you if you don't realize it.
So how do we take control back from the system? How do we not
You hear
empower the
about
system?
like you said grounding or people say neutral or finding that zero, that pure, the clearest,
Neutral.
like that's not even a zero. Is that a zero? There we go. um it's finding nothing to create something. Like you have to remove everything to get that clear consciousness to understand what you need to do. Like you can't be affected by these thoughts and by the system, as you guys are saying on TikTok right now. And the system just uh, drilled into our heads that we have to do certain things. That's not true. You know what I mean? And I
That is
think,
not
yeah,
true.
you
You're
think so?
right.
Yeah. So the legal system thrives
Yeah.
on ignorance and consent. Yeah.
So, okay. Now, I want to kind of jump topics to manifestation,
Let's
but
do
I
it.
believe that the system limits our manifestation, right? So,
Yes. Well, because the system doesn't
how
want you to
do
realize how powerful you are. It doesn't. It really
okay.
doesn't.
And it
Because then they
and
don't
it
have the
limits you
control.
as far. Okay, so let's say you and I wanted to manifest something, which we do. We want to create an income
Mhm.
from doing things like this while
Right.
helping people and not having to ask them for money,
Right.
right?
Hey, Quick Fit
So,
said that's not really true, fellas. I want deets. Give me some
oh, dude,
details.
come in YouTube, quick fit. Come into
Yeah.
YouTube.
Jump on YouTube. Let's talk about
Guys, go to
this.
my bio. Go to my bio on YouTube channel and check us out live and come type comments in the YouTube.
Okay, Quick Fit. Just go to YouTube, look up Just Speak Up. That is Jaws YouTube Live. And jump in the comments. We'll pull you up on the screen with your commentary, and we will discuss
That's right.
what you got.
Um,
I am curious what. All right, fine. she said. She said, "All right, fine."
so
Um, I mean, I'm curious what she has to say
how do we
because
how do we do it? I'm curious. Hold on. Let's not ditch my topic. Okay.
No, we're not. We're not ditching. We're not ditching.
Okay. So are we in the process of manifesting it?
We're manifesting by doing. Like I think that
Right.
you and I today we were
I'm
discussing.
going to YouTube as the bear.
Yeah, I'm going to YouTube as the bear whisperer. That's good. um, it's. I think it's all about like the small things in order to manifest the bigger things. Like I think that you can't create without building it. You can't just have a structure. You have to build the structure. You know what I'm saying?
You build it, they will come.
Right, but it starts with something small. You can't just say, "Here's what I'm going to do," and then just assume it's going to be there for you. Like you
Why
have
not?
to because it's not how
Come on, man.
what. Okay, look, we
I
talked
wanna
about
I wanna
this. I said something to you in a text the other day. I said something about the struggle. What is it? What did I said something about the struggle being better when or something about what? Do you remember what I said? Something about the struggle being more satisfactory when. Oh, hi,
I
Bear
don't.
Whisperer. Anyways,
Oh,
you feel
howdy.
you feel more enlightened through struggle when you go through it. Like if you were born wealthy and given everything, and you just like you buy a business, does it feel satisfactory? I mean, I don't know because I've never experienced it, but I
I don't
imagine it probably
know.
doesn't.
Yeah.
If it's just given to you, it probably doesn't feel as good as working towards it. Like if I put the effort into it, it's gonna have more meaning to me.
I'll tell you right now, dude, if somebody handed me $1 billion right now, I would be much happier receiving than having to wait 10 years to work for it. I'm sorry, but I need it now.
I
But
just
I
I
don't
don't think that's not the way that the general public, like you said, that's not the way that the reality works.
You know what I would do? Like, if I was to get all the money in the world, you know what I
Right.
would do with it?
What's that? Would
I
you
would
invest it
burn it
back into the
all.
community?
No, I
I
would burn it all.
You just get rid of it?
I would l Dude, I would get rid of it. I would totally get rid of it.
Quick Fit said, I have no idea what my
Thank
YouTube
you.
sign in is or how to talk to you there. Well, it's not really bad. You're doing what you're doing now. The only difference is that people who are watching on other platforms can see the commentary.
So
Um,
and also what's happening right now with it, Quick Fit, is you're doing it through the link tree. So you should probably just copy the, thing or open it in the app, I think it says. But I have a problem, like, when I go through
it's all
somebody
good.
else's link and I go to YouTube, I get stuck there. Yeah. I saw a video to pretend like a camera following around and to act as if. So I really like that, because there is somebody always watching you, and you should always act like there's a video on you because you are that video, and everything you do, you have to answer to yourself for that. And whether you realize it or not, it is eating away at you. All the things that you're doing that you know you shouldn't
Right.
is actually hurting you way more than you will ever know until you know it, and then you're gonna be upset with yourself.
Well,
Hey, that's
and
why I gave up lying, dude.
someone said something about trade, and honestly, I think that working for what you're worth is huge. I don't think that that's wrong at all. I actually really agree with that. I wish money wasn't a thing. I wish that life could be about trade. I think that what you invest is what
Dude,
gets
I would
back.
trade you 2 lambs and 2 goats for
Oh,
1 bull.
100%. I'll
You
even
know?
I'll even
We could
shave
have
the
some
the
Rocky Mountain
the fur
oysters,
off those goats and then trade that for something else.
some grapes, some strawberries.
Actually, some fresh strawberries sound pretty good right now.
I
I'm not gonna
love
lie.
I love growing strawberries, I love eating strawberries, I love everything about strawberries. Howdy, bear whisperer.
What's happening, Bear?
So
Thanks for tuning in. But see, this is what we're saying. Like, look at the little topic that we started with and what it developed on the live. Like, look at what TikTok's doing. Look where it went. Look where people's mind
yeah,
went with.
so I was kind of thinking about that. We veered off topic a little bit, trying to stay on the point of the small things, right? But you know, I like where it went, and I love the fact that we're able to impact people in a positive way.
Right. Now, again, I can't promise I'm going to have the answers. I don't know. I don't know why. What quite fit. I want to know why you're trying to
Interact
go
right
to
before
the
you get
tube.
right. You
It's not that necessarily that we're trying to go to the tube. It's just what we're utilizing to do the podcast. Let's put it that way.
So it has a much better recording um
It does. And
capability. It
I mean, TikTok's probably not going to last in the U.S. I really don't think that it's going to.
I don't
And,
think it is either.
I don't know if you let's say, if you had a company, you had 100% of a company, and then a country says, "Hey, we want 50% of it," would you give it to them?
Um
That's the situation
uh,
we're in right now.
I mean, I actually might. Look, I don't know because I'm not in that position, right? But
Right.
if you just rule it out, you're silly, because there could be a deal that benefits everybody,
There could
and
be.
I would do it if there was a deal that benefited everybody, but I wouldn't just roll over and let them have it.
No. And I think that that's sort of the position that it's in now, is that the U.S. government is being very
You know, you say the US government like it's somebody other than you and I. No, right. At this point in time, our yes or no doesn't exactly make a difference, but but we are the ones that allow them, our so-called leaders, to continue doing the things that they're doing. And I get that we're in a very difficult position because if I really had a say so in this, the world would already be a different place, obviously. But that's what I see. You gotta just speak up. You gotta do your part. What is it that we could do now to make the world a better place? That's stand up to these so-called leaders, you know? That lady from Canada last night actually had a great idea. Brody says, "Stick it to the man. Stick it to the man." So, absolutely. As a matter of fact, if anybody else wants to join, if it's okay with JG, come into our YouTube. We will send you an invite and you can join on live until they don't allow me to invite more people. Stick it to the man. So do we want to cut this off and start a whole 'nother one or just let it ride? I'm good either way. So I know Ben Matthews will come in here. So yeah. I would love for the people here that are coming into TikTok to join our YouTube podcast, and we could talk about sticking it to the man. Brody, Brody, yeah, and we'll call it merging lanes, sticking it to the man. Okay. I'm down. So, me and so right now, when I'm doing this, we can talk to people in my life. Okay, and then I'll restart this. So, I would also like to say we are interested in you throwing those pebbles our way, and we will catch them and allow you to share that here on this platform. So if there's something that you wanna throw out to the world and you wanna join us here on this podcast, all you gotta do is email me at justspeakupjay@gmail.com or email him. And depending on how serious you are, man, we could even get you on the podcast on your own on the network, on your own podcast. That's right. So, there is 2 people in the YouTube. We